And don't you think that as chairwoman of the Senate Intelligence Committee, she should have objected to the sale of our uranium ore to a Russian company? Especially when that hag was screaming about Russia being Hitler. That Queen of Hearts, Dianne Feinstein, kept telling us Putin was Hitler. Meanwhile, right under her nose, uranium was being taken and sold off to the Russians. She must have known about it. Now, if she didn't know about it, then she's incompetent and should be fired. But then again, you see, I'm getting outraged over something that the government should be outraged over. If we had a legitimate government, the Republicans would have put down their whiskey bottles and their Prozac today, and they would have said, that's it, that's the end of the story, that's the end of the road, we're not taking this anymore, we're holding immediate hearings. And if any of this reaches any level of a crime, we're indicting Hillary and Bill Clinton. We're not going to stand for this. We're going to force them to testify about the money trail, the uranium, the transfers, etc. And we'll bring the daughter in as well, because the daughter apparently is now speaking out about the Clinton Foundation. And when I heard her, I was stunned. It was like watching a robot. I thought it was Hillary Clinton as a puppet. Listen to clip 28 of Chelsea Clinton trying to cover up the Clinton Foundation's, let us say, painted as transparent. Let's listen to 28.
We'll be even more transparent, that to eliminate any questions while we're in this time. We won't take new government funding, but that the work will continue as it is. I think that's the right choice for the people who are being affected by that work.
Can you believe that that's the voice of the daughter of Hillary Clinton, and that she actually said nothing, and that she was once paid $500,000 by I think NBC? Now, why would NBC keep a rat like Al Sharpton on the radio, on the television, when everyone knows he's as dirty as they come? He is as dirty as they come, Al Sharpton, as despicable as a man could ever be. Why does Jeffrey Immelt keep him on MSNBC? Guess what? You want to hear about this one? Jeffrey Immelt got huge State Department contracts after donating a fortune from General Electric to the Clinton Foundation. The government media complex. Michael Savage, beware the government media complex. A speech I gave at the Commonwealth Club in 1998.
Join the Savage Nation. Call now, 855-400-SAVAGE. Savage.
Governments, NGOs, foundations who believe the work we do is important. So whether that's around women and girls or smallholder farmers or the injectable, long-lasting, reversible contraceptives that we talked about earlier. And so what the Clinton Foundation has said is that we will be even more transparent, even though Transparency International and others have said we're among the most transparent foundations. We'll disclose donors at a quarterly basis.
Well, they are amongst the most transparent foundations now. Now that we know that 85 cents out of every dollar donated to the parents' foundation is for their own personal use, they are very transparent. Now that we know that a uranium mine or 2 or 10 or 100 or 1,000, in other words, all the uranium in the earth in the United States of America was gobbled up by a bunch of corrupt businessmen who have no nation, transnational thieves, and sold to the Russians, had to be approved, of course, by the government. Government, in this case, was Hillary Clinton's State Department, but she had nothing to do with it. She didn't even know about it. She didn't approve it. She had buffers. You ever watch The Godfather? When they try to get Michael Corleone? They couldn't get Michael Corleone because he got a lot of buffers between him and the street. Buffers. You know what a buffer is? A buffer is a front man. We are living in a mafia state. We've heard that Russia was a mafia state. We keep hearing Russia's this, Russia's that. I don't believe anyone could have sold off the uranium in Russia to the United States without being arrested, imprisoned, and executed. I don't believe a sane nation on earth would permit this to go on. But we're not a sane nation. We've lost our sanity. We lost our sanity a long time ago. And now they're refiling their tax returns. Again, I want to ask you a question, the most diehard liberal out there. And be fair to me. Don't call the show, because I don't expect you to call. I don't want to argue with you. If you filed a false tax return hiding income or not paying the full taxes on income, and you got caught by the IRS, would they let you refile? What would they do? They'd give you time to refile? Do you think so? Is there a liberal listening to this show, the Savage Nation, will tell me that you would still vote for Hillary Clinton? I'd like to know how you could say that to me. I'd like to know how you could ever tell me this woman is worthy of the office of the United States of America. Forget about indicting her for treason or sedition, whatever the case may be, or for fraud, or for tax evasion. If any of those apply, I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. But to be the president of the United States with this stink emanating from the sewer called the Clinton Foundation? ABC, New York City, Hunter, go ahead, please. What's on your mind?
Michael, I am a die. I would never vote for Hillary Clinton. You and I could swap laundry lists of the corruption, and that is why I cannot stand that woman. I would vote for Jeb Bush before I would vote for Hillary Clinton, and I know a lot of liberals that feel the same as me. I hope they're as vocal as me because I cannot stand her.
All right, you can't stand her. Does this uranium story add sufficient to the weight against her, or you had already made up your mind?
I had already made up my mind, but I can tell you it's still, getting punched in the face for the 101st time still makes it hurt more than it did the 100th time. And it's just more reason not to vote for her.
But are you genuinely a liberal, or you're just kind of making believe you are in order to make your point and be listened to?
No, I'm absolutely a liberal. I am that person who's 40 years old and has no mind, as you would say.
That's very funny. Oh, my old joke from the years ago: if you're not a liberal at 20, you have no heart. If you're still a liberal at 40, you have no mind. That old joke.
You've got me pegged. No, I'm not calling in. Yeah, it's be cute. No, I'm absolutely a liberal. You and I you're really the only conservative person on the radio I listen to. But we disagree on just about everything except on Hillary Clinton. I couldn't agree with you more with everything you say about her.
Well, I don't want to leak this over into the corruption of Obama and what he's doing to America, because that's a separate story. We may disagree. I'm sure we would. You're probably a diehard supporter of Obama. But why do you think, as if you really are the liberal you say you are, why are we hearing all of this about Hillary now?
Because I think Hillary is perceived by many liberals, and I know this, that she's too conservative. They see her as, just too far to the right. They want to.
All right, so it's what I said. The reason we're seeing the New York Times, Washington Post, New York Magazine jumping on this uranium corruption story, it was because they want someone far more communistic, socialistic, or if you call it progressive, to run for the position, correct?
I agree. I agree with that exactly. I agree with that 100%.
But why are you a liberal? I have to spend a minute or two on this. What is it about liberalism that appeals to you?
Well, a lot of it's with social issues. I feel.
Is it all about gay marriage? Be honest with me.
No, it's not all about gay marriage. But
okay, so what is it about that? I don't understand it. Abortion?
No, it's not all abortion. I just wish the conservatives would just hands off social issues. And also I feel that...
Well, I've defined myself as a sexual libertarian. Have you heard me say that about 100,000 times?
I've heard, yeah.
I really don't care about anyone's sexuality as long as they leave children alone. But why do you assume that all conservatives are so uptight when it comes to social issues?
Well, I think because conservatives have allowed the religious right to take over that aspect of their party, and I think it turns...
Well, the religious right is the only counterpoint to the irreligious left. So that creates the tension in America that we're all struggling through. This is why our children's minds are being destroyed. It's because the irreligious left says there is no God, there are no rules, there should be no morality, and therefore our children are suffering. They drug them and they turn them into what they want them to be. But let's get back to the Hillary thing. One last question. You're just a caller. I'm just a talk show host. In your gut, do you think that Hillary will withdraw from the race?
Oh, my God. They're so narcissistic, Michael. As much as for not having a mind, my gut says no.
You're funny. You keep pushing the point. You and I would have fun drinking a beer together because you keep hammering the same point. I love it. For a guy without a mind, you're doing pretty good.
Oh, well, thanks. And because, all arrows point to that she'll have to drop out, but my gut being so narcissistic,
I agree with you. I think she is so corrupt and so above the law, and she has been for so long, the untouchables, that she'll never withdraw. Never. These kind of people never admit when they get caught. Never. They have no shame. They have no conscience. They have no character. So why should she withdraw? She won't.
like I said, I agree 1,000%. We see eye to eye on this, Michael.
Now, let me ask you something. You say you have no mind, but can you read?
Yeah, I'm a geologist.
Oh, you're a geologist, so the uranium ore story must be right up your alley.
Yeah, no, it is. It is.
You know that some of my best friends are geologists. You didn't know that.
Yeah, I've heard you talk.
And that's a joke. Come on, you know where that comes from. I'm sending you a free copy of my brilliant new novel called Countdown to Mecca. My only problem is I don't know if you can read it. It has a lot of 3- and 4-syllable words in it.
Well, I'm not as good of a reader as George Bush is, but
You got me there. I know he read books backwards. I get that one. All right. Hey, look, it's been fun. Stay in a line, Hunter. Look, I'm going to laugh as much as I can because now we hear Loretta Lynch is confirmed. Now, if you like the corruption and the anti-police, anti-Americanism, the outright hatred for white people that we saw under Eric Holder, get ready for it on steroids. Because not only is she the first black attorney general woman, but she's also a woman. So now you got a twofer. Black, woman, liberal. She is virtually untouchable. So take a guess what's coming to America now. You think it's going to be good for the country? Oh, my God, it gets worse by the day. Is there any good news out there? Why did the Republicans confirm Lynch? Because they're a bunch of spineless sellouts, just like the Democrats. That's why. Are there any liberals out there who would still vote for Hillary Clinton? Why? Let's take a quick call on this and other questions because there's no bigger story in my life. I've never seen anything as corrupt as this. I remember when Bill Clinton in the 90s, remember the story of the Panama Canal being sold to the Chinese? Remember, I mean, the young man who works for me wasn't even born yet. He's 12 years old. He told me a joke last night. I didn't even get it. Someone told me a joke. I heard it. I couldn't even understand it. I had to go to him for the answer because he's under 20. He got the answer for me. I don't even know how it goes. A 10 a 2 is a 2 a 10. I said, what is that? I didn't even know what that meant. Something these young guys say. I mean, it's a language unto itself. He said, Dr. Savage, you know a 10 a 2 is a 2 a 10. I said, what does that mean? He had to translate that for me. And it's something guys under 30 understand, which I'm not going to even translate because I thought it was a very sexist thing. A 10 a 2 is a 2 a 10. But anyway, putting that aside, things are rotten all over. But take a look who's confirming Loretta Lynch. The sellout undertakers. You know, these kind of Republicans, these really clean white guys that look so clean that their skin is pink. You ever see a white man that's so clean he's pink? He's not a white man. These Republicans are pink men. You know there's a difference between white men and pink men? The leadership of the Republican Party are pink men. They look like porcine individuals that came from the animal kingdom. And they're so dirty in their dealings that they use brown soap on their skin and it turns pink to cover up what they're really doing. If you think that what Hillary did is bad, you're right. But I wouldn't be surprised that when the other shoe falls, we find out what kind of money the Bush family has been making over the years. You say, Savage, why are you undermining the Republicans? You know why? Just because I'm that kind of guy. A, I'm not a Republican. B, I cannot stand this level of stink. C, I am concerned for the future of the nation. And D, I would like to really know what Jeb Bush has done and would do to this nation before it's too late. But let's stick to the Hillary story. We actually have an individual who says he still will vote for Hillary, and I can see why. I actually don't know why. Go ahead. Tell us, Michael. Michael, why would you still vote for Hillary? Hello?
Wonderful president and...
Wait, hold on, stop. Michael, the question is why... Did you hear about the scandal that is reporting today from the Post and the Times about the uranium story?
Yes, I heard about it, and it is a bad blemish on her, but she's still going to be a good president because she's going to bring a whole lot of peace over the Middle East and stuff.
Okay, you don't know what you're talking about. What are you, just talking because you don't... Is there something wrong with the other side of your body that you can't let that foulness out of the other side of your body, or what? Did you have surgery to block the other side of your body that it just came out of your mouth?
I'm just saying.
All right, take a walk. You know, I don't mind arguing with liberals. I would enjoy it, like we had the geologist who was very funny, sarcastic, intelligent.